You've been there, right? You're stuck in this crazy loop with a chatbot and you're practically yelling at your phone just trying to get a straight answer. It's a special kind of modern day frustration. But behind every single one of those digital conversations, the good, the bad, and the ugly, there's this hidden art called conversation design. So today, we're going to pull back the curtain on how you teach a computer to talk less like a machine and a whole lot more like a person.
You know that feeling. You just want to track a package or maybe change a flight. So you open up a chat window thinking, this will be quick. And instead, you hit a digital brick wall. It's something pretty much all of us have gone through in this super connected world.
Ah, yes, this old classic. It's basically the robot version of a shrug, isn't it? But this message, it's not just useless. It actually puts the blame on you, the user, for not speaking the computer's language. It is the exact opposite of what good service should feel like.
And it's a fair question, right? I mean, we have all this incredible AI, this amazing natural language processing. The tech is definitely here. So why do so many of these chats just feel clunky and frustrating and, well, broken? The problem usually isn't the code. It's the conversation itself.
Well, the answer to that problem is this whole field called conversation design. It's the art and the science of making our talks with technology feel less like typing commands into a black box and more like a natural, helpful chat. This is the fix for computer says no. So, to put it simply, conversation design is all about creating a back and forth between a person and a machine that actually feels smooth, useful, and just easy. You see, traditional design is about where you click. This is about what you say and what you hear. It's this cool mix of writing, psychology, and really understanding how people actually talk to each other. The whole point is to make you, the user, feel like you've been heard and understood. And wow, this quote from an industry pioneer, Kathy Pearl, just nails it. For so long, we had to learn how to talk to computers, right? Using these really specific commands and weird syntax. Conversation design totally flips that script. It's about making the tech adapt to us, not making us adapt to the tech. But how do designers actually pull this off? Well, it isn't magic. It's a real discipline, and it's built on a solid set of human-centered principles. So let's break down the core rules that guide every single well-designed conversation. So a good conversation designer is always thinking about these things. Clarity just means using plain language, not a bunch of techie jargon. Consistency is huge. You don't want the bot's personality to suddenly change halfway through. You always need to offer guidance so people know what to do next. And you've got to show some empathy for what the user is going through. It should all follow a natural flow, kind of like a real chat. And this is a big one. It needs to handle errors gracefully, helping you get back on track instead of just stopping dead. And here's a perfect example of one of those principles in action. The bad example on the left, invalid entry, is just cold. It's unhelpful and it pretty much blames you. But look at the one on the right. It starts with a friendly oops. It takes responsibility by saying, I need, and then it tells you exactly how to fix it. It's such a small change in words, but it makes a world of difference in how it feels to use. This brings up a really interesting question. Who are the people actually crafting these conversations? You'd probably guess they're all programmers, but the truth is way more interesting. Just look at this list. You've got speech therapists. I mean, who knows more about human communication than them? English teachers who are masters of language and story. Game artists who know how to build worlds and guide people through them. These aren't just technical jobs. These are fields that are all about understanding people. And that's really the whole point. The most important skills for this job aren't things you can code. It's empathy. It's about understanding why a user might be frustrated. It's about clear communication and knowing how to tell a good story. Those so-called soft skills are exactly what make a digital chat feel genuinely human. Okay, but this isn't just about making things feel a little nicer. Good conversation design has a real, measurable impact on businesses and their customers. Let's look at a few examples. Take a look at these companies. Sephora built a chatbot that made booking makeovers so simple that their appointments just shot up. DHL made it way easier to track packages, which saved a ton of time for both customers and their support team. And Babylon Health lets patients check symptoms or book an appointment without ever having to wait on hold. See, these aren't just little features. They're incredibly valuable services, and they're built on good conversation. And here's the bottom line. That assistant for Sephora, it led to an 11% boost in bookings. That is not a small number. That's a clear return on investment, and it proves that a better conversation can lead directly to better business.
Now, this whole field is moving at lightning speed, which makes you wonder, what's next? Where are all these conversations headed? With this absolute explosion in advanced AI, I'm talking about large language models, the stuff that's been all over the news. What our digital assistants can do is growing like crazy. They can understand so much more nuance, they can come up with creative replies, and they can remember what you talked about earlier. The new challenge for designers is figuring out how to use all this power responsibly. I know it sounds a little like science fiction, but it's a question that's really worth thinking about. As these systems get more helpful, more empathetic, and just more natural, our relationship with technology is changing in a fundamental way. The goal isn't to replace human connection, but maybe, just maybe, to make our digital lives a little bit easier and a little more human.